What is it? Thursday. Excuse me. Happy Thursday. There's also the 24th. October is winding down. Just give me a second. I'm going to post something on the community page, and then I'm going to bring up our live stream. So I hope everyone has been having, or has had. The English is going to come out eventually, if I keep struggling with it. Just a minute. So you know, our friend Goga, 2-3 weeks ago, did a class where I keep mentioning Goga and his live stream. Now here's the thing with his live streams. What makes him such a valuable live streamer? Hey, Soma. Soma says hi. Hello, my friend. I learned something there every time I sit in with Goga. Even if I only have time to go in and say hi and listen for 5 minutes, I learn something every single time. And one of the things I learned, and I was actually already doing it inadvertently, our community page is a social media outlet in and of itself, almost separate from YouTube. You could have a, let's use the word thriving. Someone says, I got hidden 3 times this morning. Wow. I thought they knew who was doing it. I'm sorry, my friend. You don't deserve that. And make use of that community page. Someone says admin and King of Heart. Hey, Asia. Asia, how are you? So, Asia, how are you? And just as importantly, what's new? What's new with you? Asia says, I'm good. And yourself? I am doing good as well. I'm posting something on my community page for a friend of ours. So please bear with me. Hey, Asia, have you been writing? I'm almost done. I apologize. It appears as if I'm distracted. Not really. I just want to help a friend. And just like that, I'm done. Hey, Runner Boy. Someone says I'm scared to be hidden again. Well, hey, if they know who is doing it now, then I'm sure they have it taken care of. So let's hope it won't happen again, Selma.
We know Angela also broke.
Someone says hi to Share Bear. Hey, Share Bear. How are you? Nice to see you. Someone says, I miss you. I'm going to cry. And I love you. Well, we love you too. And then, you know what? If they know who did it, it's going to be taken care of. Let's see. Runner Boy, what do you think of doing a live stream every day until you get over? How about doing a live stream every day until you get 3,000? I mentioned that yesterday. All the stuff that you could be talking about. Share Bear says, to Selma, why are you going to cry? She says, I'm good. How are you? Share Bear, I'm doing pretty well. And I always pray for all of you. That's so much appreciated. You hear that, Selma? Share Bear is praying. Someone says it was very, very bad, very sad this morning. Runner Boy says soon, maybe I'll do that. It will definitely get you over the hump. Because you're so close to 2,000. But here's the thing. You know, like I said, why stop at 2,000 when you get your 2,000 watch hours? Because the goal ultimately is to get to 4,000. But 3,000 is a big achievement. 3,000, you can let out a big sigh of relief. Sure says, Selma, don't be sad, my friend. You have all of us, and it's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Thank you for that positive message. So I mentioned in the title that I thought I would talk about yoga a bit. Always one of my favorite things to talk about. But I don't want to be dogmatic about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to say this is the topic and then only talk about that. The topic is always open. The topic is whatever we make it about, as it should be. Life is fluid. Never just one thing. I've approached some live streams. Yogi talking about yoga. Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have guessed? I have tried to do live streams where all I talk about is one topic and try to steer the conversation in that direction again and again and again. And it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work, it just doesn't feel right. You know, conversations are organic. As I mentioned before, I decided to approach my live streams as each one being a separate piece of art, like a jazz, improvisational jazz performance. That also means, as in jazz, you don't just go to jazz, to a jazz show, to a jazz concert, to hear just one instrument. You want to hear jazz. You want to hear it all. You want to hear all those different notes coming together and making a song. That's the art of a conversation. So you guys are important to this as me. You guys are more important than this than I am. Someone says, I love you guys. We love you too. Runner Boy says, Selm, I okay you? Man, people say that Runner Boy is not sentimental. And then he goes out and he puts out a beautiful message like that. I feel a tear. Just one. Welling up, getting ready to fall. Let's see. So it says, pray for me that I'm not going to be hidden from Laboratory Pups channel. You won't be hidden. Wonderbear says, Yogi, how many watch hours would you get per live? All right, when I was trying to get monetized, I could get anywhere from, on the average, 10 to 20, sometimes 25, sometimes more. Man, sometimes things would click and I'd get 50. And then, of course, I had people pulling in to help me, watching my playlist. Some people watching it 24/7. But I average 10 plus every live stream almost, a little less at the 5 a.m. Someone says, I hope not. I hope not too. Eric Lapointe, I forget how many he said he got the other day. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. He said that he got like, I'm thinking 40, but I could be wrong. Like just from that one live stream, 40 hours. But even if you get 10, which is doable, in 10 days you got 100. Boy says I'm maxing out at 6 to 10 live. Yeah, you were saying that people not saying to watch my live stream, they come and say hi. I know you do it. You're not a big talker in between sets, which is fine. But how about if you explained what you were doing more and why you're doing it and what you wanted, and if you gave feedback on how the reps felt? That's all the stuff that you do. How about all the stuff that you do in your voiceovers? I mentioned this before. I think Runner Boy, some of the best voiceovers in the game. I'm not just talking about workout wise. I mean, across the board. Because he's very engaging. He explains it well. It's a really nice voiceover and, 3-minute, 4-minute video. But if you did, that type of voiceover as you're training, Runner Boy says we're going to do a live next week, doing 100 pulls. Wow. How many sets do you think that's going to take? Hey, Jace. Jace says greetings. Runner Boy says my live views have still slowly going up. I never know what's going to happen with my live views. How many people are going to show up? How many people are going to stick around? So what I try to do, I don't want to say what I try to do. What I do is I just talk. If there's one person here, I talk to one person. If there's no one here, which has happened before, which is fine, I have the same exact conversation just with myself. I find myself very engaging. Sometimes I find myself argumentative with myself. But fortunately, I make a compelling case with myself, so I win every single argument that I ever have with myself. 100 sets, I'm doing them in singles. Wow. They says, Selma, run a chair. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Greeting beautiful souls from across the pond and under the same skies. Welcome, my friend. Sniper says, Jason Runner Boy. Hey, Nightmare. We get away from Nightmare. How are you, my friend? Runner Boy says, I thought it would be a fun challenge. How long are you going to rest between sets of one? Like any time or however you feel you need to? You going to do anything in between? What's new, Jace? I see you have a live stream. What time was it going to be? At 2 o'clock or 2:30? Speaking of live streams, our friend Signature is up with a live stream right now. Let's see who else is live. Hey, I'm going to give myself a another shout out. This Sunday, 1 o'clock, I will be sitting down with Goga on his channel. we'll be talking about yoga. The official name of the official title of his Sunday service is Discovering Our Own Inner Peace Through Self-Inquiry and Forgiveness. Obviously, anyone who's ever hung out here knows those are very big, important messages. Let's see. I'm trying to read that message. Hey, Alice, how are you? Going to party with my friends after school. I'm suffering and excited. Be safe, my friend. Alice says hi to Jace. I seen you live earlier, Alice. I did not see a live from Alice. I'm sorry about that. I'd like to. Semper says, have you seen a penny farthing? The old bicycle, Eric? I have not. Wonder Boy says, no limits, just do them. Gotcha. Hey, Songo, how are you? Nice to see you here, my friend. Hey, Eric LaPointe. Hey, Eric, you said the Monday or Tuesday you were surprised at how many watch hours you got after one of your live stream. How many hours was that again? Semper says, I've got a 3-second short up. Is that too short? Man, Sniper, you and I've talked about this. The average attention span, that's probably right on the money. 3 seconds is probably perfect. Honestly, some of my most successful live streams have been that short because people will keep watching it and rewatching it. I think 3 seconds is perfect. I will make sure to check it out. Looking forward to it. So I want to bring up Squirrel Sniper's channel. So if you guys, did you hear that? Sniper's got a new video out. YouTube short, 3 seconds. It's coming up right now. I would have you guys watch it with me. However, that doesn't help. Oh, I have seen those. So that's two. 2 wheels? Or is it an illusion? Is there an extra one? I'm going to take a guess. So you're asking in total. So including all the people. I'm probably wrong in my guess. Alice says, yes, friend, I was live before copyrighted again. What were you copyrighted for, Alice? This is in 1 hour's time. Gotcha. Eric Point says, I made sure you would like Yogi. All right. Let's bring up Eric LaPointe's channel. We get caught up in the chat real quick, though. Hey, Heavenly Star, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Runaway, did you see that? Eric LaPointe got 40 watch hours in one live stream. That's huge. Heavenly Star says, Yogi, you're so awesome. Well, Heavenly, thank you for saying that. I am as awesome as you are. We are all awesome. Honestly, 100%. If one person in the entire universe is awesome, and of course we know they are, right? That means all of us are. You can't separate it. You can't separate the two. The reason being, as I keep mentioning, Ramana Maharshi said, there are no twos. Universe, one. Multiplicity, appearances. There's the yogic Hindu god, Indra. Indra is the divine ruler of the universe. He has an infinite web, and the web is a hologram. Jewels, one jewel reflecting infinitely in the appearance of multiple jewels. That's what we are. We are one jewel, love itself, being reflected, and number after number after number of multiplicity and appearance. The key to yoga, the key to forgiveness, is recognizing there is no other apart from you. There is just the appearance of another apart from you. Let's see. Heavenly Star says, Brother Eric, loved you. And hi, Share Bear. Everyone's saying hi. Alice says, I got copyrighted for birds, I think. Can you get copyrighted for birds? Birds are free. I'm sorry to hear that, Alice. That doesn't sound right. Borna Boy says 40. Songheb says, did you already do burpees today? I did my burpees today. I didn't do a whole lot of burpees today. I did 50. I'm sort of moving in a little different direction because I have 3 years of doing burpees every single day, 3+ years, that I just need to do something a little different. Eric Lapointe has not done burpees yet, but never doubt Eric Lapointe will do burpees. Eric Lapointe might do all the burpees. All the ones that I didn't do today, Eric Lapointe might make up for. He's going to do my burpees and his burpees. Heavenly Star says, I shared you out, Yogi. Thank you, Heavenly. That's much appreciated. Sure says, Songho, I don't know if I said hi. Sorry, working, eating, and listening. Understandable. Let's see. Alice says, I think I got copyrighted for birds because there weren't any music or anything. So I wonder if you can contest that. Maybe they got that wrong. Heavenly Star says, welcome, buddy Yogi. I have not gotten a copyright strike. Let's try to be very, very careful. Sherbet says, Heavenly Star. Hi. Sniper says, Dragon by Alice, was it your own footage? That's a good question. Sungo says, y'all did my burpees? Because I did 0 yet. It only takes one. It only takes one burpee. Well, that would be a burpee, right? Burpees. So you need to do 2. All you need to do. Oh, I was going to look online to see who was who might be live. I mentioned that our friend Signature, he is up and live. Jace is going to be live in less than an hour now. Jace is going to be working out. He's going to be putting in some big reps. Dusty Unicorn is up. She's doing some crafting with Dusty and Anne-Marie. I like sitting in on Dusty's crafting. I really appreciate the crafting channels. There's a very wholesome feel to it. Alice says, yeah, squirrel. Hey, Jacob. Jacob drops a link for, let me click on it. He drops a link for Alice. Hey, by the way, Alice, congratulations, 108 subscribers. $108 is a sacred number. If you get the meditation beads, the japa beads, 108 of them. On a rosary bead, 108. Those are two vastly different religions, thought forms, right? Rosary beads and yogic or Buddhist meditation beads, and yet the number 108 is for both. Do you think that's a coincidence? Or do we think there's no such thing as an actual coincidence? Here's what I like about that word coincidence. Coincide. So even if you say coincidence, it doesn't mean it's an accident. It's 2 points that coincide. Everything has to be absolutely perfect for two things to coincide. Imagine your physical existence, who we think we are. Your parents had to coincide perfectly to meet. Not just that. Their parents, and then their parents, and then their parents, infinitely so. We are a product of coincidence. We're a product of synchronicities, meaningful coincidences. The entire universe had to line up a perfect way, absolutely perfect, for you to exist. One little thing. If you were to wake up in the morning and the earth would be tilted in a slightly different angle, or the sun would be fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a millimeter closer or farther away, life as we know it wouldn't exist. But everything is absolutely perfect. So you ever doubt, why am I here? Or do I have a purpose? Do I have a reason? The honest answer, I don't know. I don't know if you have a purpose. I don't know if you have a reason. I do know you belong, because everything had to be perfect for you to be here. That gives you a wide open slate. You can do anything you want. Anything you want. You don't need to know an exact purpose, because your purpose is to be alive, to take the very next breath that you're going to take, and to love. Anything outside of that is a bonus, and you're ready for it. You're prepared for it. Let me bring up a little quote, because you guys know I like quotes. You know I like Googling. First, let me catch up. I apologize. Jacob has dropped some links. Eric Point says I connected Alice, so that means that our friend Alice should be up to 109, right? Let me double check. Alice Stopus says 108. So I guess you were at 107 before, and now you're at 108. Absolutely awesome. So, you guys familiar with Kurt Vonnegut? I'm going to say I met Kurt Vonnegut, which is a way of making me seem very important. I got Kurt Vonnegut's autograph. I shook his hand. I said hi. I didn't meet him like we hung out and had a cup of coffee, or, it wasn't anything personal. He had given a talk. Goucher University. And I had a friend whose stepfather was a professor, and he managed to get us back to say hi. I'm a big fan of Kurt Vonnegut. Cat's Cradle, Slaughterhouse-Five. Here's maybe my all-time favorite quote from Kurt Vonnegut, maybe from anyone ever. We are here on Earth to fart around. And don't let anyone tell you different. We are here on Earth, our sole purpose, the only reason, just to fart around. Don't let anyone tell you different. Someone's going to tell you that you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to get ahead, you don't want to fall behind. Whatever. None of it's true. You are here to be happy. Let's see. Sniper says 9 rounds of the 12 postures of the sun salutation add up to 108. This is true. And a lot of people will do 108 sun salutations in the course of a day. Certain holidays, certain yogic holidays, certain Hindu holidays. (108) nadis or subtle nerve channels that converge to form the heart chakra. 108 is a sacred number. And again, across all traditions. Jacob says, hey everyone. Jacob, my friend, how are you? Alice says, you guys seriously made my day. Like I was so sad because I got copyrighted, but now I'm so happy. You know what, Alice? Copyrighted, part of the game. And if it's part of the game, it means you're participating in it, which is good. So it happens. Shrug it off. Get back to doing what you love to do. There are 108 names for the deities in Hinduism, including Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. If I'm not mistaken, in the Kabbalah, there's 108 names for God, but I could be mistaken about that. Rick Point says, no, I connected before you said anything, Yogi. Ah, gotcha. Jacob says, connected to you from both channels, Alice. Nice, guys. Let's refresh her page real quick. My computer's moving a bit slow. Now we're at it, 109. Awesome. Star says, I connected and to everyone. Thank you, Heavenly Star. Alice says we're wearing glow in the dark bracelets and necklaces tomorrow at the party. So there's a party tomorrow, huh? Heavenly Star says, hey, Hothead Jacob. Jacob says, Hothead. How did we come to that nickname? Jacob, you are a hothead. That doesn't sound like our friend Jacob. I think instead people call him Cucumber because he's cool as a cucumber. So Kurt Vonnegut tells a story that he works at home. He could have a computer right by his bed. He'd never have to leave it. I might read the whole thing if you guys don't mind. It's a little long. It's from an interview. Here's Kurt Vonnegut in his voice. I work at home. And if I wanted to, I could have a computer right at my bed, and I never have to leave it. But I use a typewriter, and afterwards I mark up the pages with a pencil. Then I call up this woman named Carol out in Woodstock, and I say, Are you still doing typing? Sure she is. And her husband is trying to track bluebirds out there and not having much luck. And so we chit chat back and forth. And I say, okay, I'll send you the pages. Then I go down the steps and my wife calls out, where are you going? Well, I say, I'm going to buy an envelope. And she says, you're not a poor man. Why don't you buy 1,000 envelopes? They'll deliver them and you can put them in the closet. And I say, hush. So I go to the newsstand across the street where they sell magazines and lottery tickets and stationery. You have to get in line because there are people buying candy and all that sort of thing. And I talk to them. The woman behind the counter has a jewel between her eyes. And then when it's my turn, I'll ask her if there have been any big winners lately. I get my envelope and seal it up and go to the Postal Convenience Center down the block at the center of 47th Street and 2nd Avenue, where I'm secretly in love with a woman behind the counter. I keep absolutely poker-faced. I never let her know how I feel about her. One time I had my pocket picked in there and got to meet a cop and told him about it. Anyway, I addressed the envelope to Carol in Woodstock. I stamp the envelope and mail it to the mailbox in front of the post office. And I go home. And I've had a hell of a good time. I tell you, we are here on earth to fart around, and don't let anyone tell you any different. I love that. We are here on earth to fart around. Let's see. Selma's saying hi to everyone. Heavenly Source says, yes, Jacob, you're a hothead. Sniper says hi to Selma. Heavenly Source says, Eric gets picked on by me all the time. And deservedly so. Alice says, yep, after school I'm going there. And my friends, I'm so excited. Well, nice. Have a good time at the party, Alice. Eric LaPointe is doing what can only be called a shit-eating grin. Jacob says, I'm fine with hothead. It's just new to me. Jacob says, brother Eric LaPointe. Heavenly Source says, good, hothead Jacob. Let's see. Heavenly Source says, brother Eric picks on me by showing off my middle name. How did you come about finding out that middle name? Or we're talking about Star. So I hope you like that little story. It sums up my philosophy perfectly. It sums up my Facebook philosophy perfectly. If someone were to say, what's your, and they do, almost every day, someone comes in and says, what's this live stream about? Or what's your channel about? Maybe I should change the title. Just a yogi farting around. What do you think? Should I keep it just a yogi doing burpees, even though I'm doing minimal burpees? Should I change it to just a yogi farting around? Rick Point says, oh, check out my short. All right, I got you up right now. Uh-oh. Before it even came up, I saw that glimpse. Absolutely perfect. Cowing around. And you know what cows often do? I think you can guess. One of the first videos, YouTube Shorts, Eric LaPointe put up, was of a cow. And I literally believe I watched it 400 plus times in a row. Awesome. You can't beat cows, guys. They know how to live. All of us, we're making a mess of things. No one is ever going to accuse a cow for making a mess out of things. Cows are just cows. They mind their business, doing cow stuff. Or as Eric LaPointe said, they're just cowing around. How about if we were to people around? The mistake is we've given ourselves no small degree of self-importance, believing that peopling around means that we get to do whatever we want at the expense of others, including ourselves. So before we can people around, we need to know what it's all about to be a people. People doesn't mean to be an independent self. We're peopling. We are not people, we're peopling. That's what Alan Watts, and you know our friend Ian Watts, good friend Ian Watts, he's related to Alan Watts. Go, hey, Life, how are you? Life says 14 done. I appreciate that, my friend. Stephen says, just remind people that the very small cows are the same size. They're just very, very far away. What a relief. I was worried about the tiny cows. Thank you, Squirrel Sniper. This is why I rely on Squirrel Sniper. Heavenly Star says, peace out, Share Bear. Share Bear says, got to take off. Back to work. Have a blessed day, everyone. You too, my friend. Jacob says, still here, guys. Thank you, Jacob. Heavenly Star said, Hothead Jacob, did you work out today? Jacob did work out today. If you guys are not subscribed to our friend Heavenly Star, then we just made it a little bit easier. She's now a moderator. I have been hey Walter, how are you? Walter says, yo. I've been accused of handing out, you guys heard me say this before, and you've heard the person say it before, of handing out mod status willy-nilly. And that's absolutely true. And I'm okay with it. My entire life has been a willy-nilly approach, so why should you two be any different? So, speaking of willy-nilly and handing out mod status, Heavenly Star, welcome, my friend. And Alice, welcome, my friend. You are a mod as well. Hey, Bang Chan, how are you? Life says, is this your channel? What do you mean, Life? Heavenly Star says, yes, I'm in the blue fam. Yes, you are. Because any friend of Eric LaPointe is a friend of mine. Any friend of Eric LaPointe's channel is a friend of mine, for sure. Bang says, I'm great. I'm happy to hear that, my friend. Jacob says, this is my support channel, Go On Life. Heavenly Star says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Alice says, thank you, Yogi. You're welcome, too. Life says, I'm asking Jacob. Gotcha. And Life says he's fine. Good. Life says, which is your YouTube channel? The Jacob Colby J. Sinky is the one that Jacob puts content on. Hey, Jacob, could you drop your channel link for everyone, please, if you don't mind? Here's the thing about our friend Jacob. He needs to be reminded to do something for himself. Never, ever does he ever need to be reminded to help anyone else out. It's not even second nature. It's his nature. I always mention the analogy of an orange. It's because I like oranges. So does Runner Boy, by the way. Um, when you squeeze an orange, all you get is orange stuff. You get orange pulp, orange skin, orange seeds, orange juice, the essence of orange. So it's not second nature for an orange to give orange stuff. It's the nature of an orange to be an orange. Jacob is a caring individual, a caring human being. The nature of a human being, the true nature of a human being, when they are squeezed, is to give out love, is to care, empathy, compassion. However, because we identify with the things that go on in the mind, which isn't who we are, when we're under stress, we give out brain stuff. We give out stress stuff. If we could release that, we would be our essential human nature, and when we're squeezed, we would only give out love. Jacob, just naturally, he's not caught up in the mind stuff. He's a natural yogi. He gives out love. That's what Jacob does. He's a fine example. Here's a great thing about examples. Remember, in the Bible, Jesus said, all that I do and more, you shall be able to do as well. That's an example. When Jesus forgave from the cross, he showed everyone how to forgive. He didn't say, don't try this at home, kids. This is an advanced move. You'll never be able to do it. He said you can do it. Simple things. No one cares about walking on water. No one cares about the gift of bread and loaves, turning water into wine. They care about forgiveness. They care about being kind, helping people. It's the example Jesus said, how to love. The only lesson of the cross is the resurrection, that we can all survive our own crucifixion. The resurrection gives everyone a chance to be reborn, an example. Each moment we can choose to be reborn as well. Each moment we can allow other people to be reborn in our eyes. I never have an encounter with Jacob where I don't think I've touched upon something special. Goga says, hey, Eric, great topic today. Well, thank you, my yogi friend. Oddly enough, I've been talking for almost 50 minutes, and I think I've mentioned yoga twice. As a matter of fact, Squirrel Sniper has talked more about yoga than I have. Heavenly Source says, hi to Goga. Life says, subscribe, you're this channel or not. You could subscribe to both of his channels, Life. Jacob drops Goga's link. Goga says, blessings, chat. You know what? Goga on a live stream, maybe a month or so ago, his former school teacher showed up in his chat, and he was so overwhelmed. Beautiful thing to see. And he told a story of how she helped give him direction and helped him with his decision to become a yogi. I hope to hear that story again sometime and in depth, how you decided to be, to reveal your inner yogi, Goga. I hope maybe Sunday we can both share our yogi stories. Mine's not so dramatic. I read 2 books. When I was 11, I bought a book, Teach Yourself Yoga, and I did. And then in the 80s, before any of you guys were born, I've read Autobiography of a Yogi. And I said, I'm going to be a yogi. I sent away for the Self-Realization Fellowship lessons and studied them diligently. I learned that yoga is a complete spiritual path in and of itself. Doesn't need anything else. That it is not about stretching. You can do the yoga asanas and not be a yogi. However, you can't practice the yamas and niyamas, which are the ethical principles, the ethical restraints, and the personal observances. If you never did an asana, but you practiced the yamas and niyamas, you would be a yogi. If you just did breath work, you would be a yogi. If you just meditated, you would be a yogi. However, if you just did the asanas without focusing on the breath, without the mindfulness of movement, without practicing all of the ethical principles while you do your asanas, only then does asana become the path of a yogi. Sempa says 108 different types of Goga, and they're all reflection of the one great Goga himself. Let's see. Goga said that was my favorite ever moment on a stream. I was so happy to catch it. And I'm happy to hear that was your favorite moment. You know, my favorite moment on the stream, my favorite moment on Goga's live stream, is when I showed up to say hi. And it was during his YouTube class. I forget the actual subject that you were teaching. I think it might have been the day you were talking about the community page, which is an important and underutilized topic. And I got to 6,000 subscribers when I showed up to Goga. Now, here's why it's my favorite moment. Not because I got 6,000 subscribers, but because Goga stopped everything in the middle of an important class where he's helping people, where people literally across the world show up to get very important. Everyone takes their YouTube channel seriously. They're there for a reason. They want to learn. Goga stops the class and said, Eric McCarty, 20 subscribers away from hitting 6,000. Can you guys help him? Here's the power of Goga. No one said, but what about class? We want to hear you. Everyone showed up and they were happy and they left beautiful messages and they said why they were here because they wanted to help me out. Goga pointed out that I could use the help and they showed up. That right there, one of my all-time favorite moments ever on YouTube. That, and I'll be honest with you, Eric LaPointe's cows. There you go. And I'm being honest about Eric LaPointe's cows as well, because that was, it was like a pure Eric LaPointe moment. You know what I mean? Eric LaPointe unadorned. Eric LaPointe, this is going to sound bad, in the raw. But I absolutely love that. I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick. One more thing, as I'm listing my favorite moments. Helping out our friend Tandra on her watch hours. And later in the day, she was still up, but the sound was off. I was at work on my computer. I was writing something, and I'm humming a song in my head. And I can't think the name of that song for the life of me. And I'm wondering, what is this that I'm humming? And then it dawned on me that I am singing along to Tandra's live stream theme song. And it brought a huge smile to my face because I love those connections. I love those little things that bring us together from across the ocean, which also reminds me of Squirrel Sniper's awesome salutation, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. But here's what makes it even more beautiful. I told that to Tandra, and she laughed. The very next live stream, guess what? I get my own theme song. My own theme song. Tandra took it upon herself to make a theme song for me that was absolutely beautiful. A day later, I get another. I get the alternative, and I love them both. All right, let me catch up. Sniper says, I was in that chat, Goga. It was a great pleasure to help. Oh, Goga says, LaPointe, Eric found me on a tractor and thought it was you. I did thought it was, I said that to Goga. Hey, Odom. Odom says, hey, Mr. President Goga. So what did I miss? Hey, Tandra is here. Tandra, my friend, I was just talking about you. Just talking about my favorite things in the history of YouTube. Jacob drops a link for Odom. Thank you. Eric Point says, I have screenshots of the 6,000 connections. That's awesome. I don't know how to do screenshots, I'll admit. But I did take a photo. I never posted it because I realized, man, my screen is really dirty. And it made me think, have I ever actually cleaned my screen before? And then I decided I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, and I changed the subject in my mind completely. Tanya says, Thai Yogi. Tanya, my friend, how are you? Life says, really appreciate your gesture. Says, thanks to Jacob. I really appreciate your gesture. Eric Point says, hi to Tandra. Goga says, it was such an honor. We are blessed to bless. I love that. We are blessed to bless. That is what they say, different language in A Course in Miracles, that we receive what we give. Universal truth. Odom says, Goga, I messaged you on Instagram, stopping to get Sunday off now. Tandra says, Goga. Heavenly Star says, hi to beautiful Tandra. Goga says, awesome, Odom, let me check. So it says, just hold back from shouting stampede. I think the cows would look up and be like, just shrug. And you've ever seen a shrugging cow? It's a beautiful thing to watch. I've told this story before that it was a photograph of a cow that instantly, in that moment, looking at a photo, I became a vegan. Tanya says, a little bit of yogi goes a long way, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Life says, we're going to join you heavenly. Let's see, Goga says, I need that link by LaPointe for seats. That would be good to see. Life says, hi, friends. Goga says, Eric, email me that song. Oh, I will. I will do that. Let me write that down. We will play it on your show. Got that in the book. Tanja says, Goga, well, nice. Heavenly Star says, go for it. I'm not going to dislike you if you don't. It's everyone's choice on subbing to my channel. Nice, Heavenly. Selma says, help me. Please, someone help me. I can't breathe. Selma, my friend, we're here for you. You know that Toy Pups always finds you. Toy Pups always brings you back. So just know that until all that works out, you're here with your friends. Everyone here loves you. Let's see, Going Life says, no given, take my friend Heavenly. Someone says, this person said I'm guilty. You are guilty of nothing, my friend. Life says, I will join you because of your support. Eric Point says, I'll send them to you, Yogi. That's Goga mowing grass. Yep, the first thing I said was I must have clicked on the wrong link. Eric Lapointe is somehow he's mowing grass in Africa. How did this happen? Someone says, I need you. Hey, all of your friends are here. Heavenly Star says, Selma, chill out. Sniper says, Selma, what people think or say to you isn't any of your business. Hey, just hang out with us for a few minutes. Someone says, I don't even know this person. Tanya says, when is that? So I can tune in. It's what? Yeah, 12:45 Eastern time, says Goga. I'm just, I'm excited. Hanging out with Goga, swapping yogi stories. I hold Goga as a yogi supreme, as a teacher supreme. And you know what? You could separate. Goga teaches how to be successful on YouTube. He teaches yoga. He teaches this. He teaches that. Nope. Goga teaches yoga. And yoga can manifest as working on YouTube. It can manifest as writing a book. It can manifest in infinite ways. It's up to you. How is yoga going to unfold as your life story? How is it going to unfold as your life story? Yoga is the path of self-realization, knowing who you truly are. Truly, truly, truly are. Not who you think you are. It has nothing to do with thoughts. It's going beneath the thoughts to the reality of your existence. When you are self-realized, the world opens up to you. Infinite potential. So what Patanjali said, that dormant forces become alive. Let's see. Someone says, this is my business, and because this person said I'm their sister. Well, you have nothing to prove, my friend. Goga Point gives a thumbs up to Goga. Goga says, Tandra on Sunday. Read that, 12:45, guys. I don't even know this person. Just keep trusting Toy Pops. She will guide you through this. She's there to help you. Life says, okay, join you heavenly and listen your song too. Someone says, what made this person is going crazy? It'll be okay, Salma. Tom just says she'll be there. Much appreciated. Definitely appreciate the support, because it's not easy for me to talk in front of people. I was surprised when I started doing live streams that I was able to talk at all. For those who've known me for any length of time, I know it does not take too many people in front of me to make a crowd, and I don't do well in front of crowds. When I had to send in my for my teaching certification for teaching mantra meditation, I had to make videos. No one was there, just me and Mocha. And as soon as the camera was pointed at me, I taught Mocha how to meditate 20 years ago. No problem. More comfortable in front of Mocha than anyone in the world. As soon as she pointed the camera at me, no one else was watching. I froze up. I couldn't make a video to save my life. And now I find myself here talking nonsense in front of I don't know, 8 to 9 people at a time. Life says, okay, Yogi, sir, catch you later. Thanks for hanging out, Life. I appreciate it. Let's see. Someone says, this person said, I'm guilty and I'm crying. I'm innocent. I know you are. I understand. Jacob drops another link. Who do we got here, Jacob? Only Kevo. Just subscribe, Jacob. Thank you. We'll work it out, Selma. Sophie says you say guilty, but guilty of what? We got some nice emojis from Life. It says thanks to Jacob. Life says bye to all the friends. Have a good day. Very much appreciate you hanging out with us. We're only going to talk for maybe 5 more minutes. I got a few things to do. I'll be back. Jacob says hey to Tandra and drops Tandra's link. Hey, Tandra, is it going to be live stream Friday? Someone says I'm crying right now. Sending you love, my friend. Let's see. Goga says it's like you are teaching an actual class, Yogi, but different platform. Karma and Jnana Yoga at its best. Thank you. Decades and decades and decades ago, before I even quit drinking, this was in 1990 something, and in a daze, not feeling, my best, waking up, going into the bathroom, looking in the mirror, and really discouraged with myself to the point of being disgusted. What is the point of this life? Mine specifically. And I heard a clear inner voice said, teach yoga. And I was like, what do you mean teach yoga? I don't want to teach yoga. And I didn't. But in the 2000s, early 2000s, I started realizing that what the directive was not to stand up in front of a class and teach asanas. I just didn't feel called to do that. I still don't. I got 200-hour teaching certification, but I did that mainly to add on to the philosophical and psychological. That's what I wanted to teach. What our friend Goga said, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and the traditional path of Raja Yoga. That it leads to samadhi. It leads to self-realization. The entirety of the path. If you are not practicing kindness, the very beginning of the yogic path, if you're not practicing kindness, you're not truly practicing yoga. So the directive, teach kindness, which for me means teach yoga, which is the essence of Jnana Yoga, self-knowledge. You can't escape kindness in self-knowledge, because that's what you come to. Kindness is the end of the path. We live in an infinitely kind universe. It has to be. Again, think about it. If the sun was a fraction of a millimeter, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a millimeter closer, we would burn to a crisp. If the moon was located just a little bit farther away, the tides would not function the way they do. Or if it was closer, we would be flooded. It's an infinitely kind universe here to support you. And you are intimately linked. Intimately linked. You are the universe yourself. Man, I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about kindness, forgiveness. Tanja says, yes, Friday. I'm looking forward to it, my friend. Sniper says, this is the mental yoga Goga. Someone says, yes, the squirrel. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream once again, Brother Mr. Yogi. Truly appreciate it. Much love and respect. Big salute. Many blessings. Many blessings to you, Jacob. Thank you for everything you do on the live stream. Someone says, I'm seeing my boyfriend, James, tomorrow morning. Awesome. Have a good time with your boyfriend. Hey, Toy Pups. Toy Pups says hi. I was talking about you earlier. Sniper says, Selma, question, would your real-life sister really hide you? F and do this? No, they are a troll. Fact. Thank you, Sniper. Toy Pop says, oh my god, I'm LSTEE. I can't keep up with you kids and your lingo. Toy Pup says, namaste, friends. Namaste to you, my friend. Toy Pup says, or Tanja says, every Toy Pups, hey. Ignore is the remedy. Absolutely. Imagine how difficult and easy that is at once. It's difficult because we're not trained to ignore things. We put our attention on the things that we don't want. And of course, we get more of the things that we don't want. But how easy it is, how easy life is, when we just take our attention away from that stuff. Focus on how blessed life actually is. Jacob says, hey sister, love your Toy Pups. Sniper says, streets throw off emotions, so don't give them any intentions. Thank you, Sniper. Excellent advice. Toy Pup says, love you guys for listening. Please keep talking about forgiveness. I love talking about forgiveness. That is the theme of all themes. And I'm always asked, how do you forgive this? And I'm given a specific. Here's the thing. We don't forgive anything. The ego never forgives. It's against the nature of the ego to forgive. The ego judges. The ego plots, connives. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just the ego needs to look out for the ego. It has to. Because in its essence, it's not a true thing. It's a train of thought, an incessant train of thought. So if the ego can't forgive, and if we think we are the ego, how do we forgive? We bypass the ego. That's the nature of forgiveness, is to diminish our attachment to the ego and our egoic demands. So we surrender, the path of surrender. In the Course in Miracles, we surrender to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit being the voice within that connects us to Spirit itself. But we could say the Tao, or we could say Krishna, or we could say Jesus, whatever figure connects us to divine, we surrender forgiveness. We ask for a miracle. Course in Miracles, a miracle is a shift of perception. We say, I can't forgive, but I want peace of mind instead of what I'm experiencing. I need a miracle. And we leave it at that. In AA, the slogan is, let go, let God. Simple as that. Let go, let God. God forgives. Well, I take that back. God doesn't forgive. God doesn't need to forgive. God is perfect love. Perfect love is never divided, never judges. Probably once a day on a live stream, I read St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, his beautiful description of love. Never judges, never divides. So we're just asked to love. Forgiveness happens on its own. We love. We look past the humanness. We all know that we've struggled, right? We all know that we've made mistakes. We've made errors. We've screwed up. Do we wish to judge ourselves for all of that for the rest of our lives? Sometimes we do. That's why self-forgiveness is such a huge, huge thing. Hey, William Hart, how are you? How's the job? Let's see. Night Watcher, my friend, how are you? Toy Pup says Selma, and oh, you know what? I do got to go in a minute because our friend Jace is going to be live. I think Jace might already be live. Toy Pup says late. I was late, guys. I can't find my glasses. Please understand my lingo. Late. Gotcha. William says hello to all. Hope you're doing well, William. Toy Pup says, I love you guys, my community. I love being part of your community. Sniper says, greeting Williams. Sniper said, did you see the Tataria drop? Heavenly Star says, hi to pups. Night Watcher says, I'm going to go. See you guys. Take care, Night Watcher. Sniper says, you know, this is a great channel, Eric, because with only 8 in chat watching, but 23 likes. You know what? I never thought of that before. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Squirrel Sniper. Worm says, just missing sitting at a desk, working with mapping software. Work otherwise is seemingly well. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Heavenly Star says, Hothead Jacob, I like your videos. Jacob's a lot of fun to watch. He's so intense, but so easygoing at the same time. Roy says, keep taking out my discontent of my present living situations on myself, but oh well, doesn't matter. It does matter. It matters a lot. Eric Point says, I'm back, had a call. Sabine says, hello, Yogi Eric. Hey, Sabine. Let's see. Roy says, apparently YouTube is so cowardly, they censor mentioning X. Sabine says, hello to everyone in the chat. Higher revenue than YouTube. Gotcha. How's that coming along for you, William? Toy Pup says, we love your lives. They're very peaceful and calming. Thank you, Toy Pups. Eric Point says, hello, love. Eric Point is either talking to Love Our Toy Pups or he's talking to me. Hello, love. It could go either way. I don't know which. My guess, I'll be honest with you, my guess, he's talking to me. Hey, Song. Song says hi. Welcome back, my friend. Toy Pup says hi, Eric. Laughing. Eric Point says I'm talking to you, Yogi. I thought so. You know why? Because we share a cow connection. Eric Lapointe has a deep love for cows. Toy Pup says hi to Ruko. Get some scary emojis. Toy Pup says, so funny, Eric. We got a hi, puppy mommy. So we're going to sign off in just a minute or two. I do want to watch Jace. I want to get at least be able to put in some support for our friend. I mentioned to him yesterday or the day before that I feel evangelical for the message that Jason's putting out. Yep, he is live. So,
That's all. Just take the weight off the arms.
there's only
Little shake on the old wrists.
there's only 9 of us in the chat. But if some of you could do me a favor, maybe if all of you could do me a favor, go on over and say hi to Jace, hang out. Much appreciated. And I'm going to see you guys there. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to see you guys there. Toy Pup says, I knew he was talking to you, Eric. I'm not jealous, I promise. But I'm glad to hear that. I wasn't sure, so I appreciate having that confirmation from Eric Lapointe. Eric is laughing with love. William Hart says, rate him. Absolutely. Toy Pup says, let's go. Sabine says, okay, take care, Yogi. Heavenly Star says, Sabine, loved your live stream today. Me too. That was great, Heavenly, wasn't it? All right, guys, I'm going to see you over at Jace's. Take care, my friends. It's going to be a raid on Jace. All right, guys.